Not that I'm... Oh, what's so sweet?
Thank you so much. And now, on behalf of the Iowa State Theater Company Board of Directors and Resident Artist Company, and on behalf of the cast and production team of this fine, fine show, it is my privilege to welcome you to the world premiere final performance of Robert John Ford's Adora.
Again, shake, smile, wave, point, thumbs up. 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 Right, that connects with talk, pep, walk, side step, and nod, yep, got it. Going on and move, left, more left. 5, 6, 7, 8, move, left, more left. 5, 6, 7, 8, move, left, more left. Finish step down, right. The last part is finish step down, right. Reviewing from the last turn. Move, left, more left. Finish step down, move, right. Let's do the whole combination. Facing up to the Iowa voters from the top. 5, 6, 7, 8. Gentlemen, boys and girls of all voting ages, welcome to the free-range circus we call the Iowa Caucuses. Step right up, come one, come all, see them audition at this casting call, each one battling to prove their worth for the greatest role on earth. Yes, as you can see, there are dozens of the beasts known as Democratic wannabes. Once an endangered species, now thriving on the plains of the Midwest. It's up to all of you to get in the herd. So who will live to see another day? Will it be the wannabe from Minnesota? Or the wannabe from New Jersey? Or the wannabe from Texas? Or the wannabe from
God, I hope it pick me. I hope it pick me. I want to be the nominee. God, I hope it pick me. I hope it pick me. Yes, winning Iowa is key, 'cause if I don't, I will not live to see New Hampshire.
Oh, fucking New Hampshire!
What matters most is Iowa. I bet the farm on Iowa. My pay depends on Iowa. God, let me win this day. This Midwest neighbor state. I've got to win this state.
Now, as mandated by the gods, all 700,000 registered Iowa Democratic voters are guaranteed exactly 90 minutes with any of the major candidate wannabes. So on this late October night, exactly 100 days before the Iowa caucuses, the next Iowa voter in line is voter 525,600. Where are you? Welcome! Please state your name and tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name's Eldon. I'm a farmer.
How wonderfully cliche. Well, wannabes, who will be the charmer of this farmer? The born seducer of this corn producer? The lean and mean boat sower of this bean and green oat grower? Time to show him what you got.
Excuse me,
Yes, Mr. Sanders.
I have a doctor's note that excuses me from all this sidestepping.
Oh. Take it easy and try to do what you can. The rest of you, the climate change combination. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. O'Rourke, you're gesticulating too much. Shit! That's another dollar, Benno. Now the healthcare combination. Wannabe, this motor is losing interest. Sell it.
God, I blew that answer. I blew that answer. He hates my single-payer plan. Now the dream is over.
It's fucking over!
I'm not a you'll never notice if I quit. I'm just a worthless piece of.
Wannabes, I just learned something that may be of great interest to you. This is not just any Eldon. This is Eldon Wise, who in past election years and past election year musicals has been deemed the typical Iowa caucus goer by the national press, thereby making him one of the most influential voters you may ever meet.
Influential?
Yes, and better yet, he is completely undecided and open to considering all possibilities. So a lot rise on your performances tonight.
His name is Eldon Wise. It's up to Eldon Wise. Please call me Eldon Wise.
Okay, at this time I turn things over to Mr. Wise. Wannabes, your 90 minutes begin now.
Hello again. You know, since there are so many of you, I thought I'd start by talking to 8 of you at a time and then bring others on as we go along. So, if I say your name, please form a line up stage. Beto O'Rourke, Joe Biden, Amy Klobuchar, Elizabeth Warren, Kamala Harris, Pete Buttigieg, Bernie Sanders, and Cory Booker. The rest of you, please wait off stage. I'll be with you shortly. I thank you for your patience and understanding. I look forward to hearing what you have to say.
Yes, I think he likes me. He really likes me. I'm clearly in his upper tier. Still, there's competition. There's competition. Which one of us pulls up the rear? Which one of us will disappear? There's so much pressure. There's so much pressure. This year, all Democratic fight. This song we raise that's very tight comes down to this night on this night. God let me win. This rock is hot. White folks look the same. I got to win this
I'd like to thank you for all spending the last year of your lives in our state. As I'm sure you've realized by now, we Iowans take our first-in-the-nation status very seriously. And we are very tough, but fair adjudicators. So I thought we'd start with some introductions. Simply go down the line and tell me your full name without any titles, any nicknames you may go by, where you were born, and how old you are.
Oh, excuse me, but it's illegal to ask someone's age during a job interview.
As well as their place of birth, so.
Well, folks, I'm not asking you anything that's not already on your Wikipedia pages. It's just an icebreaker. So let's go ahead and start the stage right in.
Oh, me?
Yes, you.
Me llamo Roberto Francisco O'Rourke. Beto. Aparicio nació en El Paso, Texas. Y tengo 47 años.
Translation, please?
His name is Beto, he's 47, and he was born in El Paso.
Oh, you speak Spanish too?
Yes, sir, I speak 6 languages fluently.
No one likes a show-off, kid. Recent polling suggests otherwise.
Next.
Amy Jean Klobuchar, born 59 years ago in Plymouth, Minnesota.
Did it just start snowing in here?
A micro blizzard follows me wherever I go. Cool! Maybe we'll get a snow day.
Hey, what grade is this kid in anyway?
Next.
Kamala Devine Harris, age 55, born in Oakland, California, and raised in Berkeley.
And she rode the bus to school. I learned that the hard way.
Next.
You want to know my name? You know my name. My real name is Bernard Sanders. My middle name is Fucking, and my political name is Bernie fucking Sanders. Hey, watch the language in front of the kid.
And where were you born?
You want to know where I was born? You want to know where I was born? I was born in Brooklyn, baby.
And how old?
Older than me. You want to know how old I am? You want to know how old I am? I'm old enough to know that corporations are not people. I'm old enough to know that bananas.
My name is Peter Paul Montgomery Buttigieg. I was born in South Bend, Indiana, and I just turned this many years old. I did that for Joe's amusement. I'm 38.
I have underwear that's older than you.
Yes, Mr. Sanders, you have something you want to say?
Yes, let me make this perfectly clear. Underwear is currently on sale at Kohl's. You get $10 of Kohl's cash for every $50. My entire economic policy is based on the Kohl's cash principle.
Oh, okay, thank you. That's good to know. Next.
Corey Anthony Booker, born in our nation's capital in 1969, the same year as Woodstock, Stonewall, and man's first walk on the moon.
And the year of the Jets and the Mets, baby.
I thought it was the Jets and the Sharks.
Not everything's a musical, kid.
Next.
Elizabeth Warren, born Elizabeth Ann Herring in 1949 in Oklahoma.
What are those big cups sweeping down the plane? Sorry, Chasten's been listening to the Revival cast a lot lately.
And last but not least.
Joseph Robinette Biden Jr., but you can call me Uncle Joe. Born November 20th, 1942 in Scranton, Pennsylvania. That's what she said.
What?
Michael Scott. Dunder Mifflin Paper Company, Scranton, PA. That's what she said.
That only works after a sexual double entendre.
That's what she said.
No, just no.
Okay, now that you've all introduced yourselves, I'd like to do things a little bit different. I'm sorry, is someone off stage pretending to knock on a door?
Yeah, and you're supposed to say, come in.
Okay, come in.
Congratulations. Congratulations, Mr. Wise. Your door just got yang banged. You've been randomly selected to receive a freedom dividend. That's 1,000 democracy dollars each month for the next 12 months.
Thank you, Mr.
Andrew, no middle name Yang. 45 years old, born the year of the wood tiger. Not to be confused with Tiger Woods. In Schenectady, New York. I'm here with my Yang gang, trying out a possible few new campaign slogans tonight. What do you think of the big Yang theory?
Mr. Yang.
Only the good die, Yang.
Mr. Yang, I'm sorry.
Yang, Yang, Yang with the trolley! That one's a little more obscure, but
I got it.
Mr. Yang, why don't you continue to work on your slogans off stage? I'll call you back on in a little while.
Rad Oakley. Oh, that's a Yang slang mashup for Rad and Oakley Dokley.
Yang out!
That's what she said.
Anyway, as I was saying, I'd like to do things a little bit differently tonight. As I've already seen your regular song and dance routines many times, so tonight I don't want you just to recite your resume. I don't care how much money you've raised or how many Twitter followers you have. I don't want you to tell me what I already know. Instead, tell me what I don't already know. Tell me about your dreams, your fears, your weaknesses, your regrets. Tell me how you faced and overcome the challenges in your life. Introduce me to the person, not just the kid. Just take a deep breath and relax.
The exact words my proctologist says when he snaps on the other
And one final rule. You are not allowed to say the name of the current president, nor use your time to say why you think he's unfit for office. Look, we only have 90 minutes, folks. I don't want to waste 1 second on him. So, if your story cannot be told without referencing him in some way, simply say POTUS or find some other way to identify him.
Even POTUS seems too generous. I mean, look, he didn't win the popular vote, so in my opinion, he doesn't deserve that P.
That's what she said.
The Russian prostitute in the hotel room.
You don't deserve that tea. That's what she said. No. Just stop.
Actually, well, I probably shouldn't be saying this out loud, but my girlfriends and I, we have our own acronym for him. We call him the current occupant of the colorless house. Cooch!
That is so wrong, but oh so right.
Wait, what's a cooch?
Nothing you'd be interested in, son.
Okay. We need to get started. Who would like to go first?
Oh, I would love to tell you my origin story.
Listen to the man. Ever since he got the Vanity Fair cover, he thinks he's a superhero.
Okay, Mr. O'Rourke. Well, since you're brave enough to go first, let's just keep this simple. Tell me when and why you decided to run for president.
Well, that I can do, but I can't do that without speaking of the cooch.
Every good superhero story needs a villain too.
Okay, my story starts in a little place called Iowa.
Pandering.
No, it's true. Here. See, it was February 2016, and a fellow Texan had just shocked the world by winning the Iowa Republican caucuses, like soundly defeating the supposed clear front runner, a well-known New York businessman / reality TV show host. And what was supposed to be a quick one-horse race to the finish line instead became an epic 4-month battle between two asses. First in the ring, weighing in on subjects he knows nothing about. The perplexing Texan, the self-lumen Cuban, the leadhead named Ted, Raphael Edward Cruz. And making his way to the ring, weighing in at 243 pounds, with a perfect body mass index score according to an assessment by his doctor. It's the Orange Julius, the Overcomer, the Twit on Twitter, the Bankrupter. Now, until this point, the two villains had played nice with one another, but when Cruz beat him in Iowa, well, the apprentice let loose with a series of low blows.
Ted Cruz didn't win Iowa. He stole. He's a very unstable person. Seriously, he's got a mental problem. He's the single biggest liar I've ever dealt with in my life. Have you seen his wife? His father was involved in the JFK assassination. He's a nasty guy.
And this tactic works. The adulterer gets the nomination. And what does Ted do? After being ruthlessly battered by the man for months, he endorses him.
Make America great again.
Unfucking believable! And to make matters worse, it's while Ted's in this position, the most vulnerable of his political life, that he decides to launch his Senate re-election bid.
Vote Cruz 2018.
Well, that's the exact moment I knew what I was destined to do. I see the champ flat on the mat. Said I could beat that. I could beat that. I stepped in the ring, threw in my hat. Said I could beat that. Yeah, I could beat that. They say that Texas is a red state. But with a lot of work, I knew I could turn it blue. Although I lost by 2%, I made a dent. This Democrat said I could beat that. Hey, I can beat that. But knowing that it would be another 6 years before Ted would be up for re-election, I set my sights on the heavyweight champion of the land, the pussy grabber, as Otis said, to lower those. That's when I chose to go back to back. I can't oppose the bureaucrat. He has no clothes. And everyone knows, hey, I can beat that.
Image in my head right now.
I'm not so sure I'm gay anymore.
I'm not so sure I'm straight anymore.
Hey, Pence, this might be the one conversion therapy that actually works.
Okay, thank you, Mr. O'Rourke. That's enough for now. You can get back in line. Ms. Klobuchar, you're next. And will someone please send in Ms. Gillibrand? Now, Ms. Klobuchar, prior to this moment in history, there has never been a time when more than 2 women have competed for the role of president at the same time. Yet, in the current cycle, at one point there were 6 women competing for the Democratic nomination, including 4 senators. Yourself, Ms. Harris, Ms. Warren, and Ms. Gillibrand before she withdrew. Yet, I was reading this survey by Northeastern University that says that these female candidates are receiving far less press coverage than the male candidates. and that the percentage of positive words used to describe the women candidates is significantly lower than the amount of positive words used to describe the male candidates. Why do you think this is?
Well,
Excuse me. Hi, Marianne Williams. I know you asked me to wait in line, but I've got a snail facial snake massage and goldfish back here in an hour. So I was wondering if Great. Now, income inequality isn't just unethical or immoral. It is unsustainable. Anyone who's read Yertle the Turtle knows this.
I'm sorry, what?
If you want a simple explanation of what's happening in America, watch Avatar again.
Avatar.
We should start sending angels all around the country. We need a massive force field to counter voter intimidation efforts.
And your solution is angels?
Humanity needs a mental shower. We need to be washed clean of all the prejudices of the 20th century and stand naked beneath the showers of eternal truth.
Please keep your clothes on!
Because when it comes time for a chicken to hatch, the eggshell fills with a noxious gas, causing the chick to start pecking. The baby is literally dying to be born. We too are dying to be born into a greater expression of ourselves.
Why is she here?
Why is she here? Why is she still around? Clearly she's come unwound.
She doesn't help our causes.
Why won't she leave?
Why won't she leave?
Clearly she's off the wall.
Wow. Here comes the crystal ball.
Why won't she go? Why won't she give up? Yes, I believe that fascist dictators have received a little more love and physical affection from their parents. They would have been diversity-loving, global-thinking pacifists. Now for my healthcare plan, which doesn't revolve around Western medicine or any of those draconian vaccines. No, my health plan is all about healing crystals, including the State Walk of Iowa. Regarding climate change, I believe that with the power of positive thinking, we can mentally push away the floods and hurricanes and...
What did she say?
What did she say?
Hitler just needed hugs?
Geodes instead of drugs.
We can control the weather.
Is she insane?
Is she insane?
Did she escape the guards?
Wow. Here come the tarot cards.
Why won't she stop? Why won't she shut up? Because Bigfoot is real. I hated it in college. You know what they say about big feet. My 20s are all about bad boys and good dough. But now I live my life by 3 simple rules. They happen to be the same rules as prevalence. 1, no bright light. 2, never get us wet. 3, never feed us after midnight, no matter how much we beg. Bright light hurts us. Sunlight can kill us. When we get wet, we pop out more molecules.
Wow! Where is she from?
Where is she from?
Clearly she's not from Earth.
E.T. is given birth.
Colin Sigourney Weaver.
What did she say?
What did she snort?
Clearly she's off her gourd.
Wow. Here comes the Ouija board.
Why won't she quit? Why won't she drop out?
Wow!
Wow. Wow.
Oh, there's my ride. Gotta run, but I'll be back.
Okay, that was interesting. Ms. Klobuchar, let's get back to you. As you recall, the subject was...
Sexism and misogyny.
do you think it's as simple as just that?
Yes.
For example, when Mr. Yang was here, I'm sure you and all the other men in this room probably thought his behavior was
Quirky.
yeah,
Unconventional. Endearing and charming in his own way.
and you know what? All that's probably true. But when Ms. Williamson was here, I can almost guarantee that every man in this room thought she was
batshit crazy.
when in reality she too is probably just
Quirky, unconventional,
endearing and charming in her own way.
but she's a woman. And compared to men, women are still seen as being
More erratic,
more emotional,
More distracted.
less competent.
less trustworthy.
Less credible.
But rather than owning up to their own misogyny, men often couch it in different terms.
Why is she always shouting?
Why is her voice so shrill?
Why doesn't she just smile more?
Or when all else fails, they attack a woman's character and intentions. Just ask
Andrea Constant.
Marie Ivanovich.
Christine Blossy Ford.
good isn't enough. Women have to be exceptional. We have to clear hurdles that are higher and greater in number.
So, when did you first become aware of the,
Patriarchy? Every little girl learns about it very early in life, but for me the message was really driven home when I was in high school. I was already looking ahead to college and a career, but I needed some guidance. And because my parents were newly divorced and my dad was an alcoholic, I turned to my pastor. And as I was sitting there telling him all about my lofty goals, he suddenly stopped me and said, Amy, message number one that we learned from the Bible, men are in charge, men are in charge. Never forget that a woman's the reason that the world has original sin. Yes, Eve showed us what you are. Eve showed us what you are. Eve showed us what you are. The weaker sex. He didn't stop there. I recommend that you find a good husband, someone to love and obey. Raise 7 kids, be a cook in the kitchen, serve God and mass for each day. One simple phrase is the secret to living a humble yet purposeful life. A woman's place is in the home. And as a wife, that didn't sit well with this precocious teenager. So I said, a woman's place could also be in the White House. A woman could be president, you'll see. A woman's place could also be in the White House. And that woman could look like me. That's when I started breaking through the ever-present ceilings, breaking through all that man-made glass, breaking through my self-destructive feelings, and look what I became.
Look what I became.
And look what I became, first in my class. That's right, valedictorian of Wayzata High School, 1978. After that, I went to Yale, where I graduated magna cum laude in political science in 1982.
That same year, I was in my second year at Howard University.
By the late 80s, I had my law degree,
As did I.
and I was ready to conquer the world. After all, Melanie Griffith had showed us the way in Working Girl.
But like so many other movies with happy endings, it was a fantasy.
But the world was still spewing the same sexist messages I heard from my pastor.
But they've been repurposed to address and assert power over the growing number of women in the workplace and government. Yes, with each rung I climbed on the ladder of success, there'd be 100 people, men and women, holding me back, making sure that I knew that. Qualities like strength and unbridled ambition are fine for a man, fine for a man. Patience and the skill to stay calm under pressure, exclusively more masculine traits. And that's why we're CEOs. That's why we're CEOs. That's why we're CEOs. It's nature's way. The women who speak out are these ungrateful bitches. Must be their time of the month. Never in control of their lives and emotions, slaves to their hormones and such. And that is why you women cannot lead. What happened next? Well, rest assured, I disagree. I told each and every one of them that a woman's place will one day be in the White House. A woman will be president, you'll see. A
celebrate and witness history. But as night stretched into morning, the country sent me and all women a harsh but very familiar message. She had won. All my beliefs were shattered into pieces. He wasn't smart. He wasn't kind. He was a man, and that's what mattered most. But as I fell, I made ferocious. 5 million women marched and that's when all my doubts just disappeared, and my convictions grew much stronger. A woman's place will one day be in the White House. A woman will represent, you'll see. A woman's place will one day be in the White House. In the White House. In the White A woman's place will one day be in the White House. And that woman might just be me.
Thank you. I'm glad we were able to add your voice to this conversation.
Me too.
Thank you, Ms. Klobuchar. Ms. Harris, would you step forward, please? And Mr. Booker, would you join her? And can someone please send on Mr. Castro, Mr. Yang, and Ms. Gabbard? Mr. Castro, thank you for joining us. Where's Ms. Gabbard?
Oh, she's talking to Kirsten. They're laughing about the fact that they're both wearing the exact same outfit.
Ms. Gabbard, can you join us on stage, please?
Can you give me a minute? I'm doing my hair.
Okay, and is Mr. Yang on his way out?
He just left a few minutes ago. He heard that the nation's largest skate park was just a few blocks away. He had a yang pang to do some sick Mongo pushing.
Okay, let's hope that's a good thing. And, speaking of good things, we were just discussing the fact that there are more women in this presidential race than ever before, but, equally impressive is the fact that we have more people of color in this presidential race than ever before. We have a candidate whose mother was born in India and whose father is Jamaican, an African-American candidate, a totally tubular Asian-American candidate, wherever he is, a Latinx candidate, and a Samoan-American candidate. This is a beautiful thing to see. But, now I'd like all of you to look around this room of Iowa voters. And tell me what you see. Anyone?
Nothing but crackers and honkies. Well, it's all right if we call ourselves that, right?
Mr. Biden, this is not your time. Increasing number of voters. Gentlemen, please, I'll be with both of you shortly. Thank you. But back to the question, and as inelegant as Mr. Biden's response is, but there is some truth to it. But let me read you what I saw online here. With a total population of just over 3 million, or less than 1% of the country's total population, Iowa is a state that sits in the center of the country, is 26th in geographic size, and is 30th in population. Truly in the middle. Its demographics, however, are not. The Black or African American population, only 3.42%. Asian, only 2.28%. 2 or more races, only 2.01%. Native American, only 0.03%. Native Hawaiian or Pacific Islander, only 0.09%. The white population, 90.57%. I mean, all that in mind, how do you truly feel about Iowa's place as the first in the nation state in the presidential selection process?
Honestly, I'm conflicted.
Agreed. On one hand, Iowa's population size and geography make it ideal for retail politics.
And Iowans have gotten very good at vetting the candidates.
But on the other hand, it's frustrating. The people that look like me, like us, the true base of the Democratic Party, don't get a chance to vote in large numbers until South Carolina.
More than 3 weeks after Iowa votes.
More than 2 weeks after New Hampshire votes.
And a week after Nevada votes.
By which time, all but 2 or 3 of the candidates have been forced out of the race.
And with mostly white Americans doing these initial screenings, I can't help but feel that candidates of color are at a disadvantage.
While voters of color get the leftovers, while white voters have enjoyed the main course.
So yes, it doesn't seem fair.
Until you consider, there likely would have been no Obama without Iowa. All the assumptions we just stated were proven wrong when the lily white caucus voters of this Midwest overwhelmingly supported a black man for the most important job in the world.
The bottom line is some state does have to go first, but still, I'm conflicted.
Conflicted.
Well, you know what? So am I. Yep. Thank you for your honesty. And while we're on the subject of Iowa, why don't you all tell me what it's been like to spend the last year of your life in our state? And be as unfiltered as you like, I won't be offended.
Well, of course the idea is to make the whole thing look like a well-oiled machine, that everything is great, we're always on schedule, we have an endless supply of energy, and we absolutely love everything that we're doing. And look, folks, on most days, that's true.
I think it's fun.
But of utmost importance, we have to seem relatable.
Because if they can't see themselves, their life choices and values reflected in us.
They look elsewhere.
A difficult task for someone who doesn't look like most Iowans.
It's definitely not the rock star life you might imagine it to be.
I mean, nonetheless, we always have to perform like rock stars, no matter where we are, who we're meeting with.
Yes, it's hello, Ames. Hello, Fort Dodge.
Hello, live!
Not on trains.
Not on plane.
No, I drive
On the road, my abode is a bus.
It's a bus.
It is hot, it is not glamorous.
Glamorous.
No time to feel shitty. No place to just puke. It's hello, Sioux City. Hey, Doug. Puke. We were spinning from the minute we arrived. Hello, Ames. Hello, Fort Dodge. Hello, Clyde.
That was January through July, and then it's state fair time! State fair time! Oh, I get to make a soapbox speech. Pass the kernel and kiss a very massive pig. Anything to seem folksy and fun, and the best time of the year for that. State fair time! State fair time! Oh yes! Iowa in August! I get to stand in the hot, blazing sun for 6 hours. Shaking more hands. Taking more pics.
Then just a few weeks later, Iowans expect all Democratic candidates to attend the Polk County State Front. And just showing up isn't enough. No, you've got to make some grand theatrical entrance. Dancers, marching bands, fire hoses. And then you've got to throw on an apron and fire up the grill because most people are just there for the free meat.
Iowans eat so much meat. Vegan. This is hell for a vegan. Well, as Willie Nelson used to say, it's on the way in.
Hello, Grimes. Hello, Clear Lake. Hello, Feeling pain, milking
Anything for a laugh. Where's the map?
rain,
Oh, crap.
snow, climbing through tornadoes.
Here and there, everywhere, day and night.
We may be in Illinois.
Every meeting, every conversation tonight revolves around.
Hello, Ames. Hello, Fort Dodge. Hello, Clyde.
You cannot win the White House. Have a pork chop. Have a pork chop.
Oh, when it's fun, I have for dinner. Shoot on a stick. Shoot on a stick.
Well, I will not pledge to support you until you finish your jello.
That's corn. What? You don't like corn?
You gotta try my cream of mushroom casserole. Jungle Lady said he loved it.
Meat! Iowans eat so much meat.
If Pete Buttigieg can eat my casserole, then you can eat my casserole.
You say my apple pie is better than Sheila McMahon, then I'll vote for you. And so is Stark, I tell you.
That's how it is. All day long. 5 a.m., get spot on local news till 6 a.m. And then it's off to Joe's Cafe. Shake hands at Joe's Cafe. And then it's off to Union Hall where you talk with factory workers about the need for family leave and protections. And then it's off to lunch in a church with 16 quilters who insist you eat the goulash. Then it's off to senior high school for a student council meeting with the 7 kids who will be old enough to vote this year. And that's just the first half of the day. It's exhausting. But I always must remember it is nothing in comparison to other people's suffering. Any moments with people I meet, telling me
See, what's the four last dollars? Can't compete with me anymore.
unemployed, every day is filled with hopelessness and doubt. These people are right. The words you say for people, just where the jobs
The owner of Dublin children in her classroom at her own school. These
My son attempted suicide when he was bullied because he's gay.
go back to where you came from.
I don't feel safe in my home.
The worst parts for me last year were those times when something would happen that would make me think, I can't win, I can't win. Like the time I stood on a corner in downtown Des Moines and more than half the passersby said, who are you? I'm Cory Booker and I'm running for who are you? Or the time my speech about climate change was followed up with the question, you're 50 and you're still a bachelor, which I learned a long time ago is insinuation, code for you're gay. That was their polite way of telling me that they couldn't vote for a gay man, or at least a closeted gay man, which is irrelevant to me because I'm straight. Even though some refuse to believe that. And those that did constantly bombarded with questions like, when are you going to propose to Rosario Dawson? And it makes me want to scream! Don't you want to know anything else? And suddenly it dawns on me. No, I don't. Honestly, Elvin, it's starting to drive me a little bit crazy. Now, don't get me wrong. Most of the time, Iowans ask important and insightful questions. But I'm starting to get the feeling that they can't see me as anything more than a minor league Barack. It's like they're not so suddenly saying, been there, done that, time for something new. And that stinks, because I'm a good candidate. I'm running a good campaign. I'm a nice guy who never swears, and there you have it. I've done everything you're supposed to do in Iowa, like visit all 99 counties, make personal calls, knock on doors. I'm walking around all the time and I feel what Iowans would bring on everything. It's not for me, but me. If you vote for me, I'll eat red meat. You're telling me that there's something about bacon and just hot.
It's not
That's great.
for us.
What am I gonna do if I lose this day? $1 billion. I spent $1 billion. I spent $1 billion.
Will I say one last time? Hello, ladies. Hello, Porta. Hello, Paul. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, 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 wah. Wah, 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 wah.
And I can never just blend in, 'cause I'm a black guy from New Jersey. A black guy from New Jersey. Till I say, till I say, oh, I'm pulling less than Mary and what the fuck? I mean, deep shit.
Shit, Corey. It's shit, Corey.
What am I doing wrong? You won't say a Corey wrong.
Shit, Corey.
I can't only hold and wonder if you how it makes me feel like shit.
Shit, Corey.
See it,
Corey.
see it, see it.
Here's what I'll say. If somehow I survive, goodbye Ames, goodbye Portland, goodbye Cleveland, goodbye Coastville, goodbye West Branch, goodbye Waterloo, goodbye Clyde. So tired, so tired, so tired, so tired, so tired, so tired. And I just wanna go home. 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 So tired.
What the last year of your life has been like, and especially you, Mr. Booker.
You know, it felt pretty good to get that off my chest.
I'm glad you feel better. Speaking of feeling better, Mr. Sanders, you're next. First of all, how's your health?
You're asking me about my health? Well, why aren't you asking that question of everyone in this room?
Well, because you're the only one who's had a heart attack in the last year. Well, I'm sincerely concerned about your well-being, but it does raise an interesting question. Is your health a liability? Should voters take a candidate's health into consideration when making their decision?
Well, does that include mental health too? Because that clearly doesn't matter to supporters of the current prep. The coach. True. And if you're weighing a person's physical health versus the value they continue to bring in spite of it, I have just 3 words for you. Ruth Bader Ginsburg! And do you know where she was born?
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, baby!
Mr. Sanders, this is your second time on this carousel, and I
Carousel! June, it's busting out all over! Sorry, Jackson's on a real Rogers and Harrison kick right now.
Now, Mr. Sanders, help me understand something. You were originally elected to the Senate as an independent, and in 2016 you ran for president as a Democrat. But then in 2018 you won re-election to the Senate as an independent, and now in 2020 you're running for president again as a Democrat.
Now, and the point you're trying to make is,
Well, I'm not trying to make any point, I'm just trying to figure out what you really are.
you're asking me what I really am. You're asking me what I really am. Well, let me tell you, what I really am is pissed. I am principled but pissed. I am passionate but pissed. When I'm meeting a big heart, I full volume every word, and I raise and shake my fist. And I never wash my face, so comb my hair, but see, even my face is open, science is too crazy. I'm just playful with my rose, for as everybody knows, they're a bit misogynist. They share all of my disgust for its burning or its blossoms conditions pre-exist. Oh, I know you're thinking, what a loony narcissist. But I'm just a Jew who's pissed. I'm from Brooklyn and I'm pissed. Brooklyn Jews are always pissed.
Watch this.
Hillary.
Hillary!
See? Even 4 years later.
That sets him off.
Not enough delegates.
Not enough delegates!
Oh, that makes him feel the burn.
That gets him off.
Yes, Medicare for all. A country that is greener. Just give me that. And I'll give up this gruff demeanor. But I can just hey, when I'm always filled with rage with my panties in a twist. But I truly give a damn, so I'll tell you what I am, if you really must insist. I'm an independent, democratic socialist. Who should not be moved, hissed, who should lovingly be kissed, who should be atop no list.
Who should see a therapist? Do you know how I knew you were in trouble? When I was a little girl, my grandmother and I could hold entire conversations without ever opening our mouths. She called The Shining. You have The Shining too. What's that? Harry Potter is in trouble? I must depart for Hogwarts at once.
Okay, she is batshit crazy.
In conclusion, I am pissed, wrath of Yahweh level pissed. Motherfuckers, I am! Contribute to the swear jar. I think Bernie needs to as well. Huh. I thought that was just your plan to pay off the national debt.
Come on, just cough it up, Bernie.
Do you accept Cole's cash? Yeah, look, $50 worth. I'll get you a nice suit.
You have $50 worth of Kohl's. Does that mean you spent $250 on underwear that was on sale?
Isn't it past your bedtime?
Okay, Mr. Sanders, thank you for being so forthcoming about your health. And you know, I'd like to continue this conversation about bodybuilding, but Do any of you have a liability you feel you might have that you'd be willing to share?
Well, this may sound nitpicky to some, an annoyance at best, but a very real and multi-level challenge I face every day is my name. Now, I don't think it's a liability, but apparently others do.
How so?
Well, for example, just after I announced my candidacy, I did a morning talk show in New Hampshire. Right before we went on the air, the talk show host, a very pleasant older white man, leans into me and he says, "Once again, tell me how to pronounce your name correctly. Please, Turetsky, Kamala." I replied, "Here's a tip. Simply start by saying comma, like Oxford comma, then add love." Though he nodded, yes, I could tell the anchorman was more like Will Ferrell instead. As the show went live, the interview began, what he said. And now, the junior senator from the state of California and the latest Democratic presidential candidate. This is Kamala. Yes, pronounced Kamala. And then he asked me, "Does your name hold you back? Excuse me. It sounds exotic. It sounds quite urban." In other words, he's saying throw your names to left, even though it's Indian, by the way. Ever since then, I've had a constant reminder that not only is my name difficult for most people to pronounce, it's a red flag for the millions of people in this country who still think Obama's a Muslim born in Kenya.
That's not nitpicky at all. I'm sorry you have to go through. Anyone else who sees their name as a potential liability?
I do.
I'm sorry, who are you?
Julian Castro.
Were you much bigger and taller last time you were on stage?
You say I'm not a man of great stature?
No, I'm saying you look completely different than last time you were on stage. Never mind, you wanted to talk about your name.
Yes. When your name is the same as a well-known adversary, it is very hard to sell. Once a day, someone asks me if I'm associated or related to Fidel. And I answer no, but I want to answer yes. Watch all the haters go mad. Yes, I want to say it is time that I confess that Fidel's my dad. Yes, vote for Castro. Viva Castro. And let me tell you who's running as my niece. Her name is Nixon. Cynthia Nixon. So here's a Castro Nixon sticker for your name.
I need one of those now.
Well, contribute $3 to my campaign and you'll get one in 4 to 6 weeks.
Done. Anyone else here with a challenging moniker?
Well, I guess I gotta talk about this sooner or later. Getting brave was the first time I felt that I wanted brains. I wanted brains. Not sunshine. Deep inside, I was scared, for I knew that I had feelings. I had feelings for a guy. And it prayed, they don't let my friends attend this law. I don't want them to see. Dr. Tony Patsy
Harris, Mr. Castro, you may return to line. Mr. Buttigieg, would you stay forward for just a moment? I'd like to give you the recognition that you deserve.
How so?
For being the first openly gay candidate of a major political party. Now, I want to be perfectly clear. A candidate's gender or race or sexuality should not factor into any voter's decision. And in an ideal world, these attributes would simply pass by unnoticed. But we don't live in an ideal world yet, and we're still early enough in our nation's evolution that something this groundbreaking deserves to be recognized.
Thank you.
You're welcome, and thank you for your service. Talk a little about regrets.
Regrets? Not a few.
But then again, too few to mention.
That's from a song, right?
Oh, and the greatest song ever written.
That's right, sung by old Blue Eyes himself.
Uncle Joe sang that?
No, Sinatra.
And you know where he was born? Jersey, baby!
Okay, so does anyone here have any regrets or missteps they'd like to share?
Well, clearly your question is directed at me, and rightfully so. All right, flashback to October 2018. A dubious claim about my family heritage that I had been making throughout my life was starting to cause an uproar. So I decided to hold a press conference. But rather than setting the record straight once and for all, I doubled down on my claim and even made an ill-advised attempt to prove it. And all because I was offended that the name-caller-in-chief had called me Pocahontas. Well, Pocahontas, that's the name that really galls me, and that's the name the orange man calls me. It's offensive, it's offensive! Pocahontas, he tweets and speaks. So to shut him up, I peed in a cup and swapped over my cheeks. Or DNA took a fancy genome test. It confirmed what I professed. First deductive force, one part crazy horse. DNA put the whole debate to rest. Plug the dike and minimize the pod. DNA has made my case as clear as mud. Now at that point I should have stopped and said I'm sorry, but instead I spread the story. Native lineage, very deep in my aminos. This is why I love casinos. It's genetic, it's genetic. Part of the tea, part Seminole. Proof in black and white, proof that I was right, proof there's so in my soul. How deep? NA took 23andMe, learned about my family, we're indigenous, there's a smidgen of DNA, charted out my tribe. play, and I have made a sincere apology to the Native American community. Look, claiming and trying to prove Native American heritage is just plain wrong. And when I realized the pain that my actions had brought to others, I pledged right then and there that I would do everything in my power to make it right.
Wow, how refreshing. A leader who can admit she's fallible. A leader who doesn't blame others for her transgressions. A leader who can say she's sorry.
A leader who's a she.
Yeah, excellent point, excellent point. But still, you were able to fully recover from your gap, unlike a few others of you who have been less than resilient. You know, this might be a good time for a little break. Why don't you all just take 10 minutes off stage? Mr. Biden, can you wait behind me?
Can you believe it's been nearly 33 years since we first met?
I still remember that summer afternoon in 1987 when you first came knocking at my door.
And you told me you'd support me if I polished all of your shoes.
I was joking, but you did it. Anything for a vote. Joe, what are you doing here?
What do you think? Trying to get the job I've always dreamed of. You know I'm the most electable of the bunch.
And you know how much I hate that word. Any of these fine people are electable if collectively we have the courage to vote for the best candidate, not just the most electable.
Then let me prove to you I'm the best candidate too.
No, that's inappropriate.
That's who I am.
Are you sure you really want to go through this again?
I think the question you're asking yourself is, do you want to go through this again?
You've broken my heart twice before.
They say third time's a charm.
Don't you think you're getting too old for this?
That's malarkey! Come on, bro, let's see if you can do those push-ups.
No, Joe, please, Joe, stop. No, maybe they're right. Maybe your time has passed.
Ugh. You're starting to sound like all of the other naysayers, Eldon. But I ask you this. Since when did having decades of experience and institutional knowledge throughout the world and strong relationships become a bad thing? Yes, all of that comes with the advancement of age, my friend. But I assure you, I have the mind and energy of someone half my age. In fact, I bet right now you're seeing me as a man in his 30s.
I mean, it's kind of hard not.
Exactly! And yet what I keep hearing is, Joe, you're too old. From the party that is supposedly fighting to eradicate all isms. So, why am I at this audition? Why am I wanting this role? I could retire on a Delaware beach, but I still have a loftier goal. The White House, Eldon. I'm doing this for both of us. You need someone who's already been there. Someone fighting to win. All in, brawling. You need Joe Biden. Joe Biden needs you. Maybe it's true. I'm a relic. Maybe I'm over the hill. Maybe I'm old, but I'm here to convince you there's fire that burns in me still. Give me a spotlight. Give me a chance in Act 3. I can win Wisconsin and Ohio and Nevada if you just will trust in me. I'm the star that has shined on the national stage. Like the blind, I believe I get better with age. Guess what I'll do if I fall or fail? spotlight. Give me a chance in Act 3. I can win Wisconsin and Ohio and Nevada if you just will trust me.
I wish I knew how to quit you.
I was just wondering if you're ready for me.
Yes.
Thanks. I'll start by saying that big corporations and special interest groups have corrupted our democracy. To create real and necessary change, we must first fix our broken political system. Now, I'm an outsider who has taken on big corporations by going directly to the people. That's exactly how I'll enact change as your president. Whether it's addressing climate change, making a just and fair economy, or making health care affordable and accessible.
That's an excellent point. Remind me again, you are...
Wait, are you kidding me? Since January 2017, I've mailed more than 1,000 personalized postcards to your address. My ads run in this state every 22 seconds on average. My media buys alone make me the single biggest contributor to this state's economic growth in the last 3 years, all using my own money. And you still don't know who I am?
Do you know who that was?
Maybe John Delaney?
No. Steve Bullock, Michael Bennett?
No, they're both a lot taller.
Tom Steyer!
Yes! Tom Steyer! Great guy! It's really too bad he didn't get his name out there a little bit better.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Joe, why don't you take the swear jar out to Mr. Steyer? You can bring him back.
I'll do anything for you, Eldon.
I feel like drowned out here. Did someone leave the stage door open?
Yeah, it's DeVault Patrick and Michael Bloomberg. They can't decide whether or not they're coming in.
Yeah, well, you know what? Let's just move on without them for now. Folks, we're back from break, and yeah, we're almost near the end of my 90 minutes. So, you know, I've got to tell you something now that, well, you know, you're not gonna want to hear. Over these last few months before the caucuses, well, reality's going to set in. Arbitrary and biased debate thresholds are going to keep some of you off the stage and allow others to buy their way on. You know, some of you will be faced with low and declining polling numbers and decreased contributions that will unfortunately, you know, force you to make the difficult decision to drop out of the race before a single vote is even cast. Some of you will make it to the caucuses, but you know, that will be the end of your road. And for the lucky few of you who survived a little longer, look, the point is, only one of you is going to win the nomination. And that's assuming Oprah or Michelle don't get into the race before. So tell me, if you don't win the nomination, what will you do to make sure the party's nominee becomes president?
Well, of course we'll all unify behind that person. Vote blue no matter who, right?
Well, let's be honest here, Joe. Calls to unify only come often after justice has failed.
After minority experiences and opinions have been marginalized.
After ideas in opposition to the status quo have been dismissed.
After dissenting voices have been silenced or forced out of the discussion.
And in politics, after the surviving candidate realizes he or she needs the endorsement of the other candidates and the support base they bring to the table.
So it depends on what you mean by unifying.
I think you need a sincere effort to come together for the common good.
Yeah, to explore all ideas and solutions, not just those of one person.
To build a broad and diverse coalition, and not a wall.
To capitalize on our differences and not let them destroy us.
Then I can make that commitment.
Yes, can I?
So can I, but if by your call to unify, what you really mean is...
Don't rock the boat.
Go along with the crowd.
Fall in line.
Well, that's just something I cannot agree to.
Okay, I hear you, but my point is that we all need to unify in the best sense of the word.
Joe is right, because if we don't, we're doing exactly what the opposition wants.
If we throw the punches at each other, if we divide ourselves, then they don't have to do the dirty work.
They get to sit back with smirks on their faces while our nominee limps through the general election, mortally wounded by friendly fire.
Still, no matter how you define it, it will be a very difficult task to unify this country.
Well, then let me ask you all a question. The next president is going to inherit a mess that will take years, if not decades, to clean up. Whoever takes on that responsibility is going to face challenges greater than, well, maybe any person at any point in our nation's history. Potentially a thankless no-win situation. So, why you? Why now?
I mean, if not one of us, but more importantly, if not all of us working together, then who? I mean, we all need to do our part.
If not now, if not now, when? We may not get another chance if our democracy doesn't survive.
Greater opportunities and greater rewards are born out of greater challenges, and knowing that's what motivates me.
And change for the better can happen quickly. Why do I believe that? Well, until just 4 years ago, here, in the greatest country on earth, it was illegal for me to marry the person I love. Look how far we've come in such a short time.
You know, it sounds to me like you're all a lot more unified than you think you are.
But we still have a long way to go. And according to a famous Chinese proverb, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So, I will pledge to try to rid the world of sorrow. Think of all that could come true. But we cannot wait, for the time is now, for the time is now. We must do or die. We've no more years to borrow. Think of all that we've been through. But the hour's late, for the time is now, for the time is now. Now we face a choice. Do we raise one voice, or remain divided? We must unify to build a new tomorrow. Think of all that we can do. Can't delay one more day, for the time is now. For the time is now. For the time is now. Now we face a choice. Do we raise one voice, or remain divided? We must unify to build a new tomorrow. Build a new tomorrow. Think of all that we can do. Can't delay one more day, for the time is now. For the time is now. For the time is
Now, at this critical moment in our nation's history, I and, well, all Iowa voters here have been entrusted with the immense power of a vote. Very soon, tomorrow even, we'll be leaving our houses on a wintry February night to declare our preferences in front of friends and strangers. And honestly, what I've learned over these last 90 minutes has not made my decision any easier. It's not because I think the pickings are slim, it's because I like everything that's on the buffet table. For what I've seen here tonight is not just a group in which there is only one winner. I've seen here, maybe, the most beautiful team ever assembled. I sincerely wish I could vote for all of you, but I can't. But what I can do is promise that if my first choice is not the nominee, I will enthusiastically support whichever of you it is. Each of you, as each of you are more competent, intelligent, experienced, ethical, compassionate, trustworthy, quick-witted, level-headed, progressive, empathetic, fair-minded, tactful, self-aware, even-tempered, rational, far-sighted, humble, diplomatic. Those are the commercial breaks coming in Home Alone 2, never appeared in a Pizza Hut commercial, and will not be played by Alec Baldwin on Saturday Night Live. Most importantly, each of you is more presidential than the cooch. For that reason, you each deserve one more bow. So wannabes, when I call your names, please enjoy your moment in the spotlight.
He He's a gang, and we all wanna win. Yeah, we fight our war.
And our missteps are good.
We will all make a better president than the Coot.
Single nomination, and we all are
once we are done with the cast and crew photo, then you can keep congratulating.
You want to do that?
Okay, here we go, photo! Sorry. If you need to get it out of my house.
Come on, multiple angles, yes.
That's what everybody's thinking.
She's just taking selfies. So the funny one? Funny one?
No, that's fine. It was funny.
Thank you.
You did it. We're all laughing like everything good last night. I'm like,
Robert, can I have one of these?
I want one chicken.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll see some real slick showmanship. You got here at 6. Oops, sorry. Yeah, I think so. But just in case, because I know some of these rapscallions.
Do you know where the spins for work lights are back there? Or, yeah. Hey, Richard, how are you? We have bulbs back here.
Where's the work lights? Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's good.
We got it.
This is my third show. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Pretty much. That's all I feel
Good to
about
see you.
it. Good to see you too.
Hey, Jersey. You wanted to make one super lucky person to unplug all the stuff on the floor and just move it out of your way? I nominate Taylor since she's standing there looking confused.
What am I doing? Hey, home improvement like Snickers. I can do that. From everything.